as I start to get audio set up here. Previous stream, I'm going to have to delete that from the cache, as that one did not start correctly. All right, welcome to episode 14 of Game Pass Library. This is Hollow Knight. This game was suggested by DJ Updog. That's DJ underscore Updog. DJ underscore UPDOG. That's how I like to do these streams, is as viewers jump into the live streams or drop comments in the archived episodes up on YouTube, dropping a suggested game title in the suggestion or in the chat, and I'll add it to my queue of games to be streamed either on the Game Pass library or just overall streams in general. So the way that this works is I will take a game and play it for a minimum of an hour, maybe longer, just depending on how much of the system I'd like to get comfortable with, and then I'll come and stream for at least an hour on a live stream, and then I'll upload these later to YouTube. So episode 14, Hollow Knight. If you're a fan of the Metroidvania Souls style of games, that's Metroid, Castlevania, and Dark Souls, you'll be a fan of Hollow Knight. It definitely has some of those elements. It has dungeon crawling, it has sort of a fog of war map that you have to constantly update as you go about. It has grinding for resources, and in this case it is actually souls. You can see it's sort of a currency is geo. The geo is up there at the top left of the screen. That I have 1,290. That is a lot of geo to be holding on to. And the souls are things that I collect in order to keep myself alive, and those are filled by the number of masks that I have at the top left of the screen up there. The blue one is sort of a temporary extension of the masks, and that one will go away first when I take a hit, but then it'll be gone for good. There is the possibility of upgrading it. I haven't seen everything in the game. Again, I've been playing for a short amount of time. This is not a review of Hollow Knight, just my initial take and my demonstration of what the game may have to offer if you are so interested in the game. You can see over there to the top left as well, I sort of have this filled up vessel or reserve of souls. So if I ever get hit and I lose a mask, I can charge up from that reserve and keep myself healed up. So here I'll take a damage, and you can see one of the temporary masks went away. I take another damage. One of my permanent masks have been depleted, but every time I swipe at an enemy, I get souls. Now that I have a full reserve, I'm going to hold down the B button. I'm playing on the Xbox Series X, and I can use some of those souls to charge myself back up. Now, every time I swipe at an enemy, that soul reserve fills, and that therein lies the loop of healing, attacking, to keep yourself alive. Now, every enemy generally drops geo. That's the currency within Hollow Knight. You use the currency to buy all sorts of things. You can see some of the inventory items here that I have purchased. You actually purchase maps. I purchased a quill at the very beginning of the game in order to sort of be a cartographer of the areas that I go through. City Crest is something that I found. Charms are things that I can buy and choose to fill in a limited number of notches, and the notches that I have available to me are the 3 that you see just below the equipped items here. So I have a Wayward Compass, which I purchased, and I have a Soul Catcher, which I found, and you can buy charms at shops, and we'll go to shops, and I need to spend those 1,200 souls, or 200 geo, so I don't want to waste those. But again, these are things that you can add to give yourself benefits. The enemies are varied. The overall atmosphere is awesome. The characters that you meet, some of the characters that I've met so far, and I'm very early in the game. I'm currently kind of going between an area called the Green Path in an area that's close to the Forgotten Crossroads. So I'll go here into the map and show you, like, Dirtmouth is where you start. Forgotten Crossroads is where I have explored fairly thoroughly. There are boss fights, there are things to collect, there are hidden areas to try to uncover. And then the area that I'm in right now, I'm hoping that I'm going to make my way back towards Driedmoss and kind of make a full loop. But that is an area that I have found, and those characters that I've met through those areas are provide lore. So the lore in the game is through the characters. And I think that this way right here is the way that I want to go, but I can't get over there right now. So I believe that's the direction I want to go, but I can't get there because of this blocking my path. So as we explore and try not to die. All right, so there's me charging. Once the soul reserve is depleted, I just charge it back up by, again, swiping and attacking enemies. And again, the lore for the game is not immediately apparent or clear. It's kind of up to you to discover the mysteries of this area. And again, it's in the conversations you have with characters. So speak to the ones that you come across. They'll give you bits and pieces. They'll offer things to you. They'll reward things to you. But overall, if you're wanting to try to get started, again, you start around the Forgotten Crossroads area and up in the Driedmoss town, we'll call. And you kind of start to collect and grind, and you repeat that process for Geo to purchase specific items. I'll try to make my way back. Again, this is the green path. I love how you can look down. Not every game has that simple mechanic to know what's below you or above you, respectively. So press up to see what's above, press down to see what's below. I highly recommend swiping at the wall whenever you get a chance, because there could be something behind the walls, hidden paths, hidden items. Don't ever miss an opportunity to explore. All right, I'm going to try to make my way back to Driedmoss, or it could be Driedmoss. I'm going to say mouth. As you attack, you can attack up, you can attack down, you can attack right or left, depending on the direction you're facing. You can kind of bounce off of enemies. So if you have an enemy that you're about to land on, try to swipe down below you. That will give you an attack that protects you as well. Let's see what's below me here. There was a character that I was following here that I was trying to follow. All right, so this is an area that I unlocked before. These benches you use to rest and also refill your masks. It doesn't necessarily refill your reserve, but it does refill your masks. And while you're sitting at a bench, that's the only time you can go into the charms area and actually change the charms that you're using. So you can't change charms on the fly, so be aware of it. And again, there's a ton of, obviously, things that you can collect here. You can see by these open spaces that I still have a long way to go. Don't forget also that absorbing souls heals you, and don't hold on to a large reserve of souls, because when you need them, you want to be able to use them. And let's say that so right now I have a full set, right? I've fully charged my reserve. And if I start taking a bunch of hits, as I'm attacking the enemy, the souls can't fill a full reserve, if that makes sense. I almost thought I was going to die. I thought these spikes were in the foreground. Alright, again, I'm trying to make my way... It looked like I grabbed onto the ledge there. Alright, so throughout the map area, you'll find these... I'm going to call them vessels for lack of a better description. If I ever have any of my... And also, let me mention this, maybe it'll give me an opportunity to show you what these vessel pods are. So you see I have a full 5 masks currently filled, and I have a full reserve. Now I can still hold the charge button and use my reserve, but that didn't give me anything. So if you have a depleted reserve, you can come over here to these soul vessels and swipe at them to fill up your reserve. Again, they deplete, so they do refill, but they don't refill instantly. You have to give them time. Some of the spells that are in the game, I have one right now. I believe it's called the Savage Spirit. It was one of my very first souls. It was given to me by a snail shaman in an area called the Ancestral Mound. And when you use these, you just, for right now, what I know is you just tap the B button, and it's the same button that you use to hold down and charge up your masks. But again, those are nice attack abilities. I'm sure I'll get more of those as I progress through the game. All right, so I'm trying to make my way back to Dirtmouth, and I can show you some of the things that I can buy. Again, I have a ton of resources that I need to spend. What I need to do is buy a map of this area. There's a very interesting idea that I have a question for myself, whether or not I can play through the entire game without ever buying a map. They seem like it's something that's optional, but wouldn't it be a challenge to try to play this game having never bought a map? When you get hit, again, I'll talk a little bit about the audio here shortly. When you get hit, the overall ambient sound of the game goes away, and it's just this wrenching silence. You get a little rumble in the controller, and then you just become aware. It's almost as if you're getting the wind knocked out of you. They've done that very well to really tell you you've taken a hit. So you're never unsure whether or not you've been hit. Other than, you know, the masks disappearing. Alright, so a full reserve, what I found, seems to charge up about 3 masks. And again, as standard Metroidvania games do, you can fall straight down an uninterrupted path. So be cautious. There are a bunch of these, again, we're going to say that the Geo, again, they're called Geo, they're essentially like coins or barnacles. I'm not quite sure what it is and how they came up to be. Call them seashells, but they are of value to the characters that keep the shops. And those pods are littered all around, so make sure you're searching and not ignoring those hidden throughout the, I'm going to call them panels. What I mean by panels are, as I move about this, it's kind of scrolling, but eventually I reach the end of this area or this panel, and then I move on to another one. So search every area, every panel. Leave no wall unchecked. All right, so you can see how I've got a little bit of a black aura emanating from my character, and the screen has started to narrow. A good indication that you need to charge your souls. All right, some of the other things, we talked about some characters that you'll meet along the way. The characters that I've met so far, spoiler, there's a character named Querl, Mila, Eldenbug, or Elderbug, and I kind of consider him the mayor of Dirtmouth. Again, there's a bunch of shopkeepers. You'll be exploring a cavern and come across a character that needs your help. You help them, and then they end up back in the Dirtmouth town, having opened up a shop for you. And I'm suffering from the Metroidvania vertical drops, and because I don't have a map of this area, I can get a little turned around. Loot, I think, is primarily, if you like a loot game, the loot is, you're not going to find weapons. You will find random things like this. I keep thinking that the start button is my inventory. I did come across a city crest. I did come across this soul catcher, but it wasn't from killing an enemy, it was just coming across it in the world. So this isn't necessarily a loot-heavy game. You can definitely find things in the world if you explore. But it's not like every enemy is dropping something of value, other than the Geo. All right, I need to make my way back. The part of the, I think I didn't finish this thought, but the part of the Souls portion of this Metroidvania Souls experience are you collecting these barnacles, or these Geo, the coins, the currency of Hollow Knight. You can die, and behind, after you die, you'll sort of leave behind this echo of your past self. That echo has a presence in the world that you have to return to and defeat. Again, it's not a difficult battle. You just have to hit it so far just 2 times, and you can get back all the currency that you've collected. An interesting bench. I do need to get back to the city. I need to get back to Dirtmouth and buy that map. I think you've already experienced it as I've played through the game. The audio in this game is very specific to the area that you're in. You'll hear it dynamically change as you move through. The area that I'm in right now is the Green Path, but there's also the Forgotten, it's not the Forgotten Caverns. I keep trying to call it the Forgotten Caverns, but it's the Forgotten Crossroads. And the audio will have this ominous, dark, kind of this windswept, ethereal feel. And then when you move into a new area like the Green Path, it has this bright, lively, bouncy, calming kind of feel to it. This is a new enemy. Can't hit that enemy. Some of the lore that I've discovered is the areas that you explore have a sort of rancid kind of air that is being inhaled or is filling up the bodies of bugs that live here naturally, and it's kind of putting them into a state of rage. And that's why they're attacking you. I don't know what your character or this character is. That's not quite explained to you. Maybe that's something that will come at a later time. I kind of have this eco feel to the game. I kind of look at the horn helm or the head of the character. It looks like it's a broken loop. I mean, it could be horns, but it looks like broken loops to me. I'm wondering if that has anything to do with this character or these types of characters. Oh, we're not going that way. So there is a lantern that you can purchase, and that lantern will sort of light the way. All right, well, this is not the direction we need to go. And you can notice how it got darker and darker as I traversed deeper and deeper into this area. Now it should brighten up here. There we go. That wasn't very graceful, but it worked. So I'm getting deeper and deeper into an area. I'm getting further and further away from probably where I need to be. All right, so I've just made my way into a completely new area. I need to go back to and purchase maps. I'm going to make a note real quick of this new location that I've discovered. What was it called? Fog Valley? Fog Valley. We'll call it Fog Valley right now until... This should be the green path. And then this is Fog Valley. Fog Canyon. Man, I was way off. Fog Canyon. All right, so we'll come back to Fog Canyon. The further and further I get away from remembering where that was stupid. Come on, come back here, I need you. Again, this is one of those instances where you can use your attack to kind of get around. It's very useful in areas that have spikes. Alright, let's try to make a focused effort to get back to Dirtmouth. Try to spend some of these 1,400, almost 2,000 geo. Alright, go ahead and heal. Now on your map, you'll notice that the character kind of looks down at a map. If I've purchased the map, I can actually purchase a pin style that will let me mark those benches that I need to sit on in order to heal or change my charms. You can mark special points of interest with another type of pin. You can mark all sorts of different things by buying pins at the shop. And if I can ever get back there, I will show you the shop. If I'm going the right direction. Maybe. Alright, I fell down from up there. What I'm wondering now is, can I get back where I was? I don't want to kill myself. And this looks like a new area. I'm pretty far from the forgotten Crossroads. I did sit on a bench. I'm not quite ready to go back in there and die. Oh no. Oh, there it is, okay. I think I'm going in the right area, in the right direction now. Feels like the right direction. Yeah, this is definitely the right direction, because the first time I came through here, there was something that I had noticed that was very specific. I know I'm going the right direction. And I need to purchase a map. Oh.
Yep.
Alright, so now we're back in the Forgotten... Not the Forgotten Caverns. Keep wanting to call it the Forgotten Caverns. The Forgotten Crossroads. Alright, so I do have a map for the Forgotten Crossroads, and again, that's what that looks like. I'm trying to go back up to Driedmoss, which is just above me. You see how the music has changed very considerably to that dark, ominous feeling we talked about before. back up we go. All right, so here we're back into Dirtmouth. This is a character that I met before. His name is Zote. We'll talk to him later. We'll go here into the store. Now, this lady here is the wife of a cartographer that I met in the caverns of the Forgotten Crossroads.
Bapanada.
All right, so cocoon pins. I can buy all these to help me identify things throughout the area. So I'm just going to buy all of these. And once I buy them, the map automatically adds them. But these shell markers, now that I've bought everything, does it say anything different? Are you enjoying yourself down in the ruins? At times my husband makes Hollow Nest sound a wonder, but sometimes it seems a ghastly, dangerous place. Alright, pretty much bought everything. After more supplies, you've already bought so much. Unfortunately for now, you've cleaned us out of anything worth selling. Cornifer will no doubt be pleased, though I wonder what he plans to spend all that geo on. Alright, so I bought pretty much everything from there. If I look at my map, let's go into the map and see if there's some way of adding markers. Alright, so here's a marker. I have 6 of these types of markers that I can place. I could place one right there or remove it. Okay, that's cool. I wish I could zoom in a little bit. It doesn't seem like I can. Zoom in, but I can't zoom in again. Alright. Now I imagine you could go through this game and not purchase any of these map items. Alright, so here's the governor. Talk to him for lore. Alright, this is another character that I met down in the caverns and rescued, and then he came back up here and opened the shop. Alright, so Mask Shard are the masks that you see up there. I imagine if I buy one of these, I'll get a piece of it, and then possibly increase my overall mask that you can see up there at the top left. Buy another mask shard for 500. Vessel fragment. Let's... Notch cost. Life in the Hollow Nest can be tough, always taking hits and getting knocked around. This charm grants you more time to recover after taking damage. Useful if you need to escape from a tight spot. I like this Gathering Swarm because there's a couple of geo that gets lost when you fight an enemy, and those geo bounce. Like, the geo is plentiful, and the geo doesn't disappear. Like, it doesn't start flickering like some games do with currency that you can pick up, but it can get lost in and on top of spike areas, and you can't retrieve them. So that's what that charm that I just bought should help me with doing. Be aware though, I think we were talking about maps before. If you choose not to use a map and then go exploring, I don't believe any of the areas that you previously explored will be added to the map. But again, that's something that I would like to try out. Let's see, I don't think I want anything else here. So you can see the Stalwart Shell. It's got a notch cost of 2. Right now I have 2 notches available to me. This guy right here, this Lumafly Lantern, I'm probably going to need to start working my way up to 1800 geo in order to buy that. If you're ever kind of curious, well, what do I need to do to progress in the game? To make yourself stronger with mask shards, but there are areas that require a lantern. So if you're kind of curious, how do I get out of here, or how do I progress, go to the shops and look and see if they're selling something that you can use to get into an area that is otherwise blocked off. Alright, so I think we're good there. So this weapon that I'm using right here is called a nail. Now if we go into here, you can see how many mask shards I've filled. I'm not quite sure what this right here is yet. You can see the different types of spells that I have. Right now I just have a Vengeful Spirit. I'll probably get more as I progress through the game. This old nail, I don't know if it will ever crack or break or if I can change it out for something stronger, but it is my trusted friend right now through the game. Alright, so now we have this Gathering Swarm. I'd like to see how this works. So again, we have to sit on benches in order to add charms or change charms. So let's take off the Wayward Compass and add the Gathering Swarm. You can see this Soul Catcher right here costs 2. So I draw more soul from the world around me, and I increase the amount of soul gained when striking an enemy with my weapon, which is the nail. Alright, something I probably need is a map. I thought maybe that she would sell me maps. I don't know if the character that I need is elsewhere. Let's talk to this guy. You there, why are you skulking about in the shadows? Yes, your eyes do not deceive you. I am Zoth the Mighty, a knight of great renown. Tremble before me. You guys can figure out the story of this guy. While you were hiding here in your dingy little village, I ventured into the dark pit below us and slew a great beast. It had sharp mandibles and atrocious manners. Yes, yes, all glory to me, but I don't have time for your adulation. I must rest and prepare for my next journey down. So it appears to me that the cartographer that likes to explore down in the below is probably hiding somewhere, or not hiding, but has ventured down into the depths. And I'm going to have to go find him in order to purchase said map. So a couple of things that I'm looking forward to. I think first, like, certain things that I like. I like the animated style. There is an animation kind of intro to the game. It's very short, but it kind of gets things rolling. I do enjoy sort of the... it's not pixel art, but it's definitely a very light-hearted take on a game like Castlevania. The art style is great. I think the map being optional would be an awesome way to play this game, in the way that you can buy markers to add things personally to your own map. There are definitely a lot of hidden areas that are marked by sort of temporary overlays. So keep, like I was saying before, hit the walls and search everywhere. Let's move over here. See if maybe our cartographer has made his way. This might be what I need with a key. So let's go back over and purchase that key. Again, I'd rather have the map, but for now I don't know where that guy's at. So let's see if I can purchase that key. Go back and unlock that lock. I also like that while you have your map open, you can move. Anybody ever played Doom and you open up the map and you're at this top-down view of the location and you can move around this arrow and turn and point the arrow in the direction you need to go? Very useful to be able to move while your map is open. All right, sell me a key. Ooh, that's 950. Oh well. If you ever make your way down into into the Crossroads, every once in a while you'll see these, like this signpost right here kind of gives you some information. I mean, it actually points in directions where things are at. You'll find signposts like that throughout the area, and they actually do point you to things that matter. I'm going to try to go back over to an area. Let's go ahead and check our map here. I believe it is, you kind of see the far right bench. All the way to the right, bottom right, there's a bench. Now move to the left, and the next bench icon that you see, that's where I'm trying to go. There's a mode of transportation that I had come across that I haven't tried using yet. Alright, so I just came down there. I'm moving through here. I need to go down and then to the left and down again. Now I did take off a, let's see if he's in here. I did take off one charm that allowed me to see where I'm at in the map at all times. The Temple of the Black Egg. So again, there's lore here that is not immediately apparent, and it's places like the Green Path. There's places like that Fog Canyon that I came across. What the player is being asked to do is trying to type this Temple of the Black Egg areas that I've explored. What the game is asking the player to do is to discover these things on their own, which I appreciate, not being led by the hand in games. It's like Dark Souls. That's why I kind of give this sort of a Souls variant as well, if not just for the fact that you're collecting souls to keep yourself alive. But a little bit of that, not requiring the player to now do this, now let me tell you about this, now let me explain this to you, so you kind of know everything about the game through narration very early on, and there's less mystery, if you will. It's fun to find out some of these mysterious things, like what is it with this character, what is it with this area, and you find that out by talking and repeatedly talking to some of the NPCs. Alright, I definitely went too far. I think I'm all the way to the right, so I should have gone down. Let's just check this. It's a lot of geo. Alright, so you saw how all the geo, based on the charm that I'm currently holding, the Gathering Swarm, pulled all that geo towards me. Now, there are a bunch of these worms in glass jars all over the place, and I have no idea what they're for at all. Alright, so I believe this is... Yep, the down, so I need to go down, and then to the left. I could go left or right. Right, so I need to go left. Then down again. Kill some of these guys. Alright, so we'll go down one more time. That should put me... Need to go down one more time. And then to the left. Alright, hopefully there's a bench nearby. Alright, so over here, kill one of these things again. So I think there's going to be an ability at some point where I'm able to either walk on spikes or dash forward. But I don't have that ability yet. And I think that this big guy right here, because I kept pushing him back, it looked like he broke this area. I'm not quite sure if anybody else saw that. I don't know if it was something that I just thought I saw. But that might be something to consider as well, that you may need to use other enemies to help break open some areas. I'm pretty sure this is the way I need to go. I might have gone too far. Yeah, I've gone a little too far. Let's see where... Okay, so I think I'm just to the right of the astral mound going towards where I fought the first boss. You can kind of see the big horned icon there just underneath the word mound. So I think I need to go back over to the right and down one more. Again, I think this is something that you also learn without having to constantly look at a map and like know where you're always at, because you'll constantly be looking at the map. While it's kind of nice to have maps, following a breadcrumb through your world will never let you see the world or become more familiar with the world. But again, not everybody's going to want to play a game where there is no map, because they'll spend more time finding and discovering the map, and that might not be how they want to play their game. But I did chop down this signpost right here. I'll see if I can respawn it. Go back over here. Alright, so you see the signpost has a picture of what looks like the head bone or the skull of some kind of beast, with the dot being the eye. And that's kind of leading me over here. So these signs sometimes have purpose, so you can find the direction. All right, let's go ahead and rest. And while I'm in here, we're going to take off Gathering Swarm and put back on Wayward Compass. Hopefully I can get more notches. I'm pretty sure I can get more notches, so I can have a bunch of these things equipped. All right, so before there was, read this. Greetings, little one. It's been an age since I last heard the ringing of a station bell. It echoed down the stageways and called me to you. The last stag. All right, character met. Going to add the last stag as a character that I've met. So the way that I'm seeing it is that he's the last of his kind, the last of a spiritual creature. I guess it's not necessarily spiritual, but last of a great creature that was used to traverse the land, and he is the last of his kind. And that kind of lends itself to this bell that I spent some geo to unlock. The bell became available, and then I swiped at the bell, it rang, and then this guy came running up. It was really cool. I've grown stiff and tired over these many years, and I've forgotten much, but the sound of the bell will always call me back. These stageways stretch the depths of Hallownest. If you want to travel them, hail me from the platform. I will take you where you need to go. So I am imagining that the last stag is the Hallownest fast travel. And Hallownest is what I'm imagining as the all-encompassing world. Oh, wow. So I can go to Driedmoss or the Forgotten Crossroads. Wow, there is quite a bit of depth. Possibly much bigger as well. But I have to find and ring the bells, I imagine. So let's go to Driedmoss, see where he drops me off. Alright. So where exactly does this put me then? That's not the key door, is it? Oh, okay. Alright, very cool. It's a great loading screen. Instead of having a word loading, you can do stuff like that to keep people in your world. Alright, I almost have enough souls to buy that key. So let's earn enough souls to buy the key, and then we'll call that a good stream. Alright, again, here's another one of these signs that are kind of helping lead me towards the fast travel point. Alright, so here's an enemy that you should kind of keep on your radar. If you ever see him, don't kill the big guy just yet. Kill the little guys, and they'll give you souls to fill up your reservoir. See, I can completely heal myself and then just sit here while these little guys come at me. And you can see how it's filling up my reservoir, and he'll just endlessly populate this thing, or populate this panel with enemies. And then when you're ready, you can kill him. Oh, don't go down. Yeah, one thing about moving in between panels, and what I mean by panels is like, this is a panel. At some point you reach the Metroidvania end of the panel, and then you transition to the next one. When you transition, the panel will have a couple things happen to it. It'll erase any geo, or the currency, that you haven't picked up. It will reset enemies. If you've killed them, sometimes it will reset the enemy, sometimes it won't. Like if it's a very valuable enemy, like that enemy drops upwards of, I think, 10 geo. If I just sit there and spam back and forth from the panel, I'll just do that and earn like an unlimited amount of geo. But the game seems to time it and give it a little bit of a cooldown, so you're not spamming, I guess, or farming. And again, there's about, I think, 3 of these enemies in this panel. So this isn't, the guy that I just fought wasn't a respawn of the one that I killed. It was just the one of 3 that are in this panel. Alright, I don't quite have enough keys yet, or enough money to get the key. Alright, let's go back down. We're going to try to go to the right. Well, there is a trolley there. You can kind of see the trolley sign. Again, the sign that I'm talking about right there has a trolley on it. Now there's something I need to collect here to open this door. A door with an open slot. I don't know if what I'm supposed to put in there, but it's definitely something I'm going to have to probably purchase and then bring back here. But right now we are on the hunt for enough souls to purchase that key and possibly unlock the door that's up by Driedmoss. And again, as you can see, I got hit 3 times. I had a full reserve. I wouldn't want to now go attack this guy with a full reserve and 2 masks. I could probably kill him, but first use your reserves, because now as I start to fight this guy, I'll pick up more souls and have them available to me to heal back up. Alright, I'm at 8. I'll probably get like 1,000 souls. I don't know if it was 950 or 980. So I'm imagining that there will be specific things in the game that become available to me that allow me to progress. Like, I'm imagining there's going to be some type of sprint ability, some type of double jump, a dash, a climb. There is a fast travel. I imagine that there could be possibly a block or a parry, wall jumping, a bunch of things that I think I don't have unlocked yet, but should become available, question mark. All right, so here's where I'm going to need that lantern. Kind of look at where I'm at on the map here. Yeah, this area, there's something crawling around in here. But there's a door here, that's as far as I can go. And I imagine once I have a light, I'll be able to see what this contraption right here does. I usually spend money at these types of contraptions right here. And this little piece right here that I'm looking at right here will swivel up, almost like a post office or a post box, like a mailbox that you flip the flag up, but you have to pay souls for it, or pay geo for it. Alright, I should be able to get 950 souls by just making my way back up the Driedmoss. So yeah, if you're lurking in the stream, please do me a favor, jump in and say hi. If you'd like to continue the trend, again, this stream, this game selection was a suggestion by a previous viewer, goes by the name of DJ Updog, and a previous stream I did was Sinua's Sacrifice, the Hellblade series. Prior to that was Fantasy P's suggestion for Yakuza, Like a Dragon. Prior to that was a game suggestion by Charcoal Snack, which was Dark Souls. And again, it's not in the Game Pass library, but it's a game I had access to, and I will stream it. So if you're watching before I end the stream, and if you're lurking, please jump down into the chat section. If you're watching this on YouTube, jump down in the comment section and leave me a comment of a game that you'd like to see me stream. I have access to all the games in the Game Pass library, so if you'd like to look at that list and then drop a suggestion down in the chat, or later in the YouTube video once I archive it, I'd feel very appreciative to help me with the random selection of games that I stream next. I'm a regular streamer of Dark Souls now that I've gotten back into it thanks to Charcoal Snack. I stream Cyberpunk 2077 anytime anyone asks me, or just whenever I want to. And again, random games from the Game Pass library. So please, if you're lurking, do me a favor, jump down into the chat and let me know a game you'd like to see streamed. All right, so I have 905. I need 50. You can see like these coins, this currency, this geo, doesn't disappear, but man, does it bounce. It bounces all over the place. And that's what that gathering swarm charm will help you with if you ever find yourself back here. But I don't have a bench to sit on in order to change back to that charm. Otherwise, this would be a great place for it. But I'm not going to end this stream until I have enough souls to buy that key and hopefully use it in that door. What I need to do is fight a boss. Or one of those mini boss. Again, always use your soul reserve, so while you start attacking again, you can go back to charging up. The worst thing you could do, I think, is have a full reserve and a mask that you need to fill, and then you're attacking other enemies and losing the chance to charge that reserve back up. Oh. Oh, interesting. Oh. Awesome. All right, so now this is where I have, so as I collect the worms come back here. Oh, cool. Because I remember coming back here and seeing this guy up at the very top. He was like crying. I was curious, like, why are you here? I can't talk to you. Okay, so I've saved 1, 2, 3. That's cute. All right, and that gave me enough geo to go buy the key. Perfect timing. Perfect spot. Perfect into a stream, I think. And again, as always, please, I'd like to hear your feedback on the way that these series are going for the Game Pass library. Tell me there's something that I could be doing better. I'm open to suggestions to make sure it's something that viewers are getting something out of. That daft old fellow over there, he keeps talking absolute drivel. Seems to think the very air is deadly down in the caverns. Perhaps he should consider not breathing. He keeps talking about dreams, too. Dreams are for those too feeble to truly live. And again, that's stuff that you learn, again, by talking to characters. And I highly recommend, if you're playing the game and you've gotten to a specific spot or you found something new, come back, talk to the characters again, and they may offer even more lore. All right, hydrate. All right, let's see if there's anything new that's being sold.
Bapanada.
These pins will mark any stagway stations you visited. They must have been very lively places when the stag still traveled through them. Nice, so I can completely buy out a amount of selections in a store, and the new things will become available as I search through the area. And now I probably don't have enough enough souls to buy. I need 5 more souls to buy the key. Watch.
Patmos,
5 more souls. No worries, I'll be right back. Just a couple more souls. No problem. 5 souls. Easy, easy. Sorry, 5 more Geo. I need to separate Geo from souls. Alright, again, I appreciate those that have joined me on the stream. Thanks for sticking with me through to the end, and I hope maybe just the chance to see what this key will lead to kept you here. Thanks, Sly. I never thought I'd see such a thing. The Stag Station has opened. That building lay silent since before even my time. Oh, I've heard the tales of the glorious lines, a web of tunnels running all through the kingdom. Not that I'll be traveling them, mind you. I'm quite content where I am. A young couple's just recently taken up residence in the house beside the station. Seems they're running a map shop, which may excite adventurous types like yourself. She's a tall bug, the wife. I told them to take a larger house, especially given they're all empty, but they like the look of that one. The way she has to bend just to get through the door. I wouldn't put up with it myself. I didn't see that they were selling any, like, this is the station. This is the house. Maybe this house will open up? Because she wasn't selling maps. Looks like they've got a bunch of maps in here, but...
Sanjo.
I think that might be something that comes later. Bampanada. Alright, over to the key, over to the door. Let's see what's behind door number 1. I don't know why, but this looks like a cemetery. Alright, thank you very much for joining me on this episode of Game Pass Library, episode 14, Hollow Knight. And I will see you guys on the next video. Alright, bye. I'm just kidding. I'm going to go in.
Really?
Chisana Patnelu.
Welcome, small intruder. I've been sound asleep in here for some time. Some time? Ah, yes, yes. Well now, you've gone and woken me up. It's no matter, I suppose. I might even be able to help you. I'm Gigi, the Confessor. Alright, so I'm going to add that to my list of characters that I've met. GG. You know what I hate the most about word processors? Is they're constantly freaking auto-correcting, which really ends up being auto-incorrecting what it is I try to type. The Confessor. Interesting. If you have found your way into my chamber, you must need my help. You see, sometimes we leave our regrets behind in the world, like black stains. If we don't deal with these regrets, hope starts to drain from us. Do you have regrets of your own, little one? Let me peer into you for a moment. Ah, you don't appear to have any lingering regrets. How lucky for you. You don't need the services of one such as I.
What
So-
story?
Well, that'll be interesting to see what exactly this character provides. All right. Thank you very much. I appreciate everybody watching me for the 72 minutes that I've been streaming. Please, if you come into the video through YouTube and you're watching the replay, please drop a comment in the comment section and tell me a game that you'd like to see streamed. Jump over and follow me over on Twitch, so when I do go live with games, you can join me, be part of the discussion, be a part of watching the gameplay, and drop your suggested game into the chat or into the comment section right now in the YouTube comment section. And I will see you guys on the next stream. Thank you very much.